Do you think the US green card is the only difficult one to obtain? No, it's also difficult to apply for a permanent resident card in China. As you can see from the discussion in WeChat group, in the past few days, I have noticed the netizen in WeChat group of Panda Guide, someone discussing how to apply the permanent residence in China. Additionally, some of my friends are confused about the application process and have faced several problems along the way. Most of them have not yet successfully obtained their permanent resident card. Hello everyone, this is Maruf from Bangladesh and I currently hold faculty post in Sichuan University. Welcome to the latest episode of Panda Guide. Personally speaking, Chinese permanent resident ID card enjoy significant global value with excellent welfare benefits. I have successfully obtained a permanent resident card myself. Today I will clearly explain the process of applying for such a card to you.
Nice.
Each country's permanent resident permit has its own nickname. For example, it is known as green card in US, a maple leaf card in Canada, and a 5-star card in China. I personally think it's maybe related to the Chinese national flag, which is named the 5-star red flag. Does anyone know the extra reason? Feel free to leave a comments below. For instance, to acquire a permanent resident card in China, you must have worked continuously in China for at least 4 years, resided in China for no fewer than 6 months per year, and serve as a senior executive or a technical talent. With a 5-star card, foreigners' life in China become more convenient. If they plan to visit their relatives, they can easily purchase a ticket at any time and return their homeland. When taking high-speed train or aeroplanes, card owner can directly swipe their 5-star card without picking up a physical ticket and pass through the gate in seconds. Issues like elderly card, healthcare, and education can all be managed with just one 5-star card. Who is eligible to apply for a 5-star card? It is recommended that you consult with Exit Entry Administration Division in your city. Foreigners in Chengdu can obtain information and consultation at the following location. Based on my understanding, applying for a 5-star card required meeting two main conditions. The first, the basic conditions are mandatory, which include: if you meet these basic conditions, the next step is to see which categorized conditions you satisfy. Specifically, this includes: as for me, I'm applying for the couple reunion category. This method requires you to be married to a Chinese citizen with the marriage relation having lasted for at least 5 years. During the 5 years, you have stayed in China for at least 9 months a year and have stable source of income and residence. Of course, I have also listed the conditions for other categories on the screen, so make sure to take a screenshot and save it. First, there are some basic documents. Then, depending on the different categorized conditions, you will also need to submit some other additional documents. If, like me, you are applying through the couple reunion category, here are the documents you have to prepare. Since my wife is Chinese, so I provided her certificate of permanent household register. She needs to bring her ID card, household registration booklet, or temporary residence permit to the local police station in advance to process it. If your spouse is a foreigner with a permanent resident ID card, then you should provide your spouse permanent resident ID card. If you are renting, the lease agreement must be valid at least 1 year. If you own a house, then house must be registered under your name. This means you should have disposable property equal to not less than 10 years of deposit, or proof of stable monthly income which must not lower than the local monthly income standard. Certificates mentioned in these terms issued by foreign responsible institutions should be confirmed by Chinese embassies or consulates in such countries. In addition to those, personnel in other categories such as investor and employees need to prepare other different documents. For example, investors need to provide license of enterprises with foreign investor. Employees need to prepare documents based on special requirements, and special personnel may need to prove they have worked at the company for more than 4 years and have received certain awards or recognition. Once all the documents are prepared, the next step is to officially start the application process. The first step is submitting the application. The second step involves acceptance, examination, and decision. The third step is approval, payment. The fourth step involves the processing time limit, and the final step is delivery of the permanent resident card. It takes me 7 months to successfully get my 5-star card. One important thing to know: if there are any issues during your application process, such as violating Chinese law or providing false documents, you might a permanent resident may be deprived and your 5-star card would be taken back or cancelled. If you get the 5-star card, congratulations, you have unlocked in China 2.0. Now, just like me, you can settle down in Sichuan and enjoy an easy lifestyle. But remember, getting the 5-star card is just beginning. The real change is getting into life in China. If you have any questions living in China, subscribe Panda Guide right away to explore life in China smoothly. Thank you so much for your attention and see you next time.